The young maid froze when her boss, a quiet, mysterious millionaire, suddenly grabbed her arm and whispered, "Please, pretend to be my wife. Just for 1 hour." She didn't understand. Her heart raced. Why would a man like him, wealthy, powerful, and so far out of her world, ask her for something like that? What happened next would change both of their lives forever, and teach them that kindness can heal wounds money never could. Hey everyone, welcome to Kindness Lights, the channel where real stories remind us how powerful kindness can be. If you enjoy stories that touch your heart and make you believe in goodness again, don't forget to hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, let's begin today's story. Emily worked as a cleaner in one of the tallest office buildings in New York City. Every morning before sunrise, she pushed her cart through the marble halls, polishing glass and wiping desks that belonged to people she'd never meet. She didn't mind the work. It was honest, and it helped her take care of her little brother, Ben, who was just 10 and fighting leukemia. Emily had lost their parents years ago, and since then, every dollar mattered. On the top floor of the building was the office of Ryan Hale, a millionaire investor known for his sharp mind and even sharper attitude. Everyone whispered about him, cold, distant, never smiled. Emily had seen him a few times from afar, always surrounded by suits and phones and noise, but that Tuesday morning, something strange happened. Ryan came into the office earlier than usual. He looked different, nervous, even. Emily was dusting the bookshelves in his private office when he suddenly walked in. "Oh, I'm sorry, sir," she stammered, quickly stepping aside, but instead of dismissing her, Ryan looked at her with desperate eyes. "Don't leave," he said. "I need a favor, please." Emily froze, cloth still in her hand. "A favor?" He took a breath. "Pretend to be my wife. Just for 1 hour. I'll pay you whatever you want." Emily blinked. "Excuse me?" "I know it sounds insane," he said quickly. "But my parents are on their way here. They think I'm married. I lied to them months ago because I didn't want to hear another lecture about settling down. And now, they're here. They're downstairs." Emily didn't know what to say. She wanted to laugh, but the look in his eyes, a mix of panic and shame, told her it wasn't a joke. "Please," he said softly. "I just need someone kind. Someone real." And against her better judgment, Emily nodded. "Okay." Just 1 hour minutes later, Ryan handed her a simple dress from a wardrobe hidden behind his office door, probably kept there for emergencies or media events. Emily changed quickly, her heart pounding. When his parents arrived, Ryan greeted them with a smile she'd never seen before. "Warm, gentle, human. This is my wife, Emily," he said, placing a hand on her shoulder. Ryan's mother gasped, delighted. His father smiled wide, shaking Emily's hand. "Finally, son. We thought we'd never meet the woman who melted your stone heart." Emily blushed, playing along. Ryan guided her through the conversation, and somehow, she fit right in. She told them about their home by the lake, a place she'd never seen but described as if it were real. She spoke softly, laughed when Ryan teased her gently, and for a moment, she almost forgot it was all an act. But then, something unexpected happened. During lunch, Ryan's mother turned to Emily and said, "Thank you." Emily blinked. "For what? For bringing our son back to life," she said, eyes glistening. "After what happened with his fiancée, we thought he'd never open his heart again." Emily looked at Ryan, who lowered his gaze. There was pain there, deep, quiet pain. After his parents left, the act was over. Emily slipped back into her uniform, ready to disappear from his world again. But before she could leave, Ryan spoke. "I lied," he said quietly. "About a lot of things. But today, you were the first person who looked at me like I wasn't broken." Emily didn't know how to respond. She could see the loneliness in him, the kind that no amount of money could cure. He walked over and handed her an envelope. "For your time." But when she opened it later, instead of cash, there was a handwritten note and a check made out to the hospital where her brother was being treated, enough to cover his medical bills for an entire year. Tears filled her eyes. She went back to his office the next day to thank him, but his secretary told her he was gone, business trip overseas. He hadn't even left. A number weeks passed. Ben's health improved with the new treatments, and Emily found herself smiling more. But she often thought about Ryan, about the strange, kind lie that had saved her brother's life. Then, one rainy evening, as she walked home from the hospital, a black car pulled up beside her. The window rolled down, and there he was, Ryan, drenched but smiling. "I didn't want to say goodbye again," he said. "And I didn't come to talk about the money. I came to ask something real." Emily's heart skipped. He stepped out into the rain. "This time," he said softly, "would you be my wife for real?" Emily stared at him, speechless. "Why me?" "Because you were kind when you didn't have to be," he said. "Because you reminded me that love isn't something you buy, it's something you feel when someone sees you, not your money." Tears rolled down her cheeks. She didn't answer right away, she didn't need to. The way she smiled through her tears said everything. A year later, Ryan and Emily stood by that same lake she once described to his parents, only this time, it was real. Ben ran around them, laughing, healthy and full of life. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness, saying yes when it's easier to say no, can open doors to miracles we never expect. Ryan thought he was asking for a favor. But what he found was love, healing, and the one thing money could never buy: a heart touched by kindness. Thank you for watching this story on Kindness Lights. If it touched your heart, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs a little hope today, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that prove kindness still exists in this world, because sometimes, one small act of kindness can change everything.